in a style of the rhythm like Anglabe, Anglabe, Anglabang. What a da 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 bang. Anglabe, Anglabe, Anglabang.
Hey guys, and welcome back to Switching to Stuart. So, I know I have not done a video in a while, and yes, I'm gonna make excuses. I got a new job, and then trying to do all the stuff for the wedding, and you know, the pandemic, and there's just been a lot going on. So I have not recorded, but I'm excited to be back, excited to give you guys some more tips, and please, whenever you have any questions or you want me to cover something specifically, feel free to put it in the comments below, and I'll make sure to make a video about it. This video is going to be about invitations. Everything to do with your invitations, so that's your save the dates and your invitations for the actual wedding day. So the first tip I want to give you is to find your wedding site first. So what I mean by this is, I don't know if you guys know, but there's wedding sites where you can put together your wedding website, your guest list, your gifts for the wedding, anything like that. I know The Knot is a really big one. The one I chose is called Zola. That's also another big wedding website. I chose Zola, and I think it's really important for you guys to choose your wedding website first, because usually whichever wedding site you choose, they usually have deals for your save the dates and for your invitation. I think it's really important to choose that site first and just browse around to see what deals they have for invitations. So before I give you some more tips, I want to tell you guys the wedding site that I used to get my wedding invitations. So the website I used, or the company I used, sorry, is Truly Engaging. No, this is not an ad for them whatsoever. This is just someone that I saw. I was trying to look up different wedding invitations sites, and I came across this one. So that's gonna bring me to my tip number 2. You do not have to spend $500, $600, $700, whatever, just for wedding invitations, or even save the dates. You can get them at such an affordable price. We're gonna do some save the dates that we can send out to people, and then our wedding invitations, instead of sending them out to people, we're gonna send out a digital invitation, and then everybody can just RSVP on our website. Back to Truly Engaging. So when I googled different like wedding invitation sites, they came up and they were having this huge discount. They were having 70% off. That's a lot of money off for some wedding invitations. So what I really liked about this site is that you can go through each of the wedding invitations, kind of put in, or the save the dates, because we're just doing our save the dates. So you can go through each one, select what you want, put in the photos, and then see kind of what it's going to look like. So when I was browsing through this website, I saw that you can do invitations like different styles, and one of the styles is magnetic, which I thought is such a good idea. People take these save the dates anyway and put it on the fridge, so why not just make it a magnet so they don't even have to worry about getting a magnet, they just paste it right up there. Magnet invitations are a little bit more expensive, but this particular site was having 70% off. So they were having a huge deal on it, and it was going to be super affordable. One of the main things I liked about this invitation spot is that they send you a booklet with a bunch of different invitations, whether it's an RSVP, save the dates. They just send you a bunch just so you can kind of get a feel of what they look like, what they feel like, and all of your options. Well, here is tip number 3. Find someplace that has variety. So I know I stated that you should definitely find your site first, because they might have more deals to help you, which is great. Sometimes whichever site that you're using doesn't have many options for invitations, and maybe you're picky and you want a ton of options. Find something that has a lot of options. What I really liked about the place we chose is that I got to pick a save the date, and then they send you a free look at how it's gonna look. so I don't want to show it too much because there are people that are getting this and I want them to see it for the first time when they get it. What's cool about this is I can actually see how it's going to physically look. When I was making this, it looked a little bit clearer on the website than when we got it in. So what I've noticed is when you are getting an invitation that is that magnet, it has a different finish on the top. It kind of made my pictures look a little dark. What I found out is that I had to brighten up the pictures just so it came across a little brighter on the actual magnet. You can order something and just not like how it looks, and then you can't get your money back. So it is really great that they give you just a free one to see how it's going to come out. Tip number 4, find a place that addresses your invitations for free. This goes back to my tip number 1. I stated that it's very important to find your wedding website first before you start looking for the save the dates or the invites. Some websites that you use for your wedding to create your guest list and your website, when you get invitations from them, they will address your invitations free of cost. So it's not going to cost you additional money. This is why I said you don't need to spend $500 on an invitation. Just to give you a little insight, I paid from this website with the 70% off that I was getting. I paid $135 plus that's with tax for all my invitations. You can clearly stay within a good budget, and as you guys know, I am balling on a budget and trying to make this wedding as cost-friendly and effective as possible. Yes, my place did charge for addressing, but just to address the envelopes, I think it was an additional like $10 or $15, not each, but just added on. So it wasn't that big of a difference, and it didn't cost me too much, and it just worked out to get my invitations from this place rather than Zola. And Zola also did not have this magnetic type of invitations either. So again, finding that variety is very important. I never thought of a magnet invitation. I didn't even think they made those. So finding a site with variety, you might see something that's different and that you might really like. So I think that's super important. I know one of the main things that people like to do just to make it a little bit more fancy is they like to do those waxed, like imprinted emblems on the back of their envelope, and that is something that we did as well. So what I want to say for tip number 5 is if that's something that you want to do it yourself. People will charge you a lot just to do that on every invitation. It's something you can do yourself and for such an affordable price. So we were trying to incorporate Harry Potter throughout our save the dates, and I thought that'd be really cool. If you've watched Harry Potter, you know when you're getting your letter from Hogwarts, it's stamped with the Hogwarts crest in a red wax on the back. We were actually at Harry Potter World, and they actually sell the stamps. So we got the Hogwarts emblem. I don't know if you can see that. Be cleared up. There you go. We got the Hogwarts emblem, and then obviously we got the little handle for the stamp. And what I did is I went on Amazon as well, and I just got a little wax set, $10, and I think I got like 300 and something wax pellets. Came with 2 handles and like 6 candles. I honestly just stamped all of them. It was actually really fun. I really had fun doing it, and it felt really cool to just kind of like stamp all of them and see how it came out, and then kind of like just touch it. So I really enjoyed doing it. So this is kind of what it looks like, and it's so nice. Okay, here is tip number 6. Now this is my final tip for this video, and it is a very important one. Very simple, but very important. Do not get invitations for everybody on your guest list. I know this sounds like pretty like duh, Kayla, I know that, but people do it. People just automatically, because they're like, oh, I'm inviting 150 guests, that's what I need. So they just purchase 150 invitations. You do not need to do that. Technically, I only needed like about 90 something people, like actual physical save the dates that it was gonna go to, and then some of it was like for a whole household, so I didn't need a whole 150. I ended up buying 120 invitations. I wanted just a couple extra just for someone can't make it to the wedding. and they let me know, hey, I'm not going to be able to make it, I have an extra save the date invitation that I can send to somebody else that I really wanted to come, but I just didn't have like space for them with my guest list. And that happens when you have a guest list. They usually say about 25, I think, % of your guest list will not be able to come or can't come. So I did get a couple extras just in case. You never know, and it's always good to have extra. So those are my tips for wedding invitations. If you have any more questions, feel free to put it in the comments below. I'm really excited to be giving more tips on what I've been doing, and more information and more things I'm learning is coming up day by day. So I'll be sure to stick with this, stick with my videos, and make sure to continue to share it with you. And if you have any questions or want me to cover something specific, please feel free to just let me know and I will get it done. Again, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.